All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here from Israel. It is now 20 past 20 past midnight here in Israel. Um, right now, we are going live to share about what is happening right now in Israel lately. Um, for those of you who've been following the media and reporting that's been going out on what's happening in Israel, we are right now in high alert. As I speak right now, actually, you can even see that, or you can hear as I speak, you can hear the jets overhead. There are jets overhead right now flying over the airspace just in the Jerusalem area where we're positioned at. And that is because that Israel's under attack. So right now, Israel's under attack. Iran has launched drones to Israel, and they're literally on their way as I'm speaking right now, as I'm reporting to you guys. This is the reality that we're in. My whole family is ready for the bomb shelters, for me to have to leave in a moment's notice to join my military unit if they call us up, etc. Gears packed, ready to go. This is our reality right now. It's pretty crazy. We just had a Sabbath here in Israel where we rested. And just like the other attack that we had not long ago, where not long ago, 6 months ago, where on October 7th was also on a Sabbath morning, we came under heavy attack from the Gazans that did a brutal attack against our civilians. And here, since 6 months later, the Iranians launch an all-out offensive against Israel. So that is the reality that we are facing ourselves in right now. It's the unfortunate reality. And so what is going on? Well, Iran, if you're not familiar with, have been Israel's number one enemy. Our Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, has been repeatedly talking about the threats of Iran and how the United States needs to strengthen sanctions against Iran. And lo and behold, thanks to President Biden, a few months ago now, they released the sanctions that they had on Iran, and basically letting them have a free hand in being able to conduct business as usual, which is to essentially fund terrorism and to destroy the West. I mean, that's their main goal. But Israel is in the way of that goal. Israel is on the forefront against the war on the war of terror. Israel's on the very forefront of that. And because we're on the very forefront of that, and we are the flying the ointment, so to speak, here in the Middle East, we're the ones that are not ruled by dictators. We're not ruled by tyrannical psychopaths that just run their country to the ground. We are run by freedom of speech, freedom of religion. Unlike Tucker Carlson's statements that the Christians are under threat here in Israel because of the war with Gaza, that's a bunch of malarkey. In fact, the guy that he had interviewed on that, the pastor, the Christian pastor, by the way, he's one of the Christian pastors in Bethlehem, and he's also one of the ones that is really peddling the anti-Israel propaganda and false claims. And it just so happens that, and you can look them up, you can just Google Christ at the Checkpoint conference. They have it every so often. And conveniently, the conference is held in Bethlehem, which we can't visit. Israelis can't visit. So if I were to want to even go and take part in the debate and be like, hey, you guys are debating how Israel's an occupation and this and that. Let's sit down and have a conversation on this. I can't come to the debate. I can't even be present at their conferences and having a different voice, whatever. Any case, that's the reality with those guys. These are the kind of people that, like I said, World War III. These are the things that people like Tucker Carlson, these are the kind of people that they have on their shows, and they're just spreading misinformation and lies against Israel. Here's the deal. Christians are thriving here in Israel more than anywhere else in the Middle East. That's a blatant fact. There's no question about it. Now back to this issue with Iran. So Iran is launched an attack on us. We have an unknown amount of drones sent towards Israel. I'm just seeing the reports here as they're coming in and feeding them straight to you as they're coming in. So, yeah, I mean, basically, they're saying within the hundreds of rockets and drones fired at Israel, Egypt and Jordan have closed their airspace. In other words, this is serious. This is just not another threat. Flights have been grounded. Flights into Israel are not going to be coming in the next few hours. Flights will be basically will have to. If you're flying to Israel, you're going to be stuck right now wherever your departure is from, and good luck trying to get into Israel. And probably if you are in that position, you're not going to want to come to Israel unless you live here and you want to join your family and so on. But in any which case, yeah, this is very serious. Like I said, jets are overhead where I'm at. And I can hear them right now. You probably can't hear this through the mic per se. But here's the interesting thing. So as the unmanned drones are being flown towards Israel, we have American and Israeli fighter jets that have been already sent to counter those threats. And so before the Iron Dome and before any of our, normal air defenses kick in, we actually have fighter jets that are preempting these strikes, and they're going to where am I located? Just outside Jerusalem. Not going to give an exact location, but in any case, yeah, I'll just put in my coordinates. So we're in the Judean Hills region, reporting to you from here, guys. So imagine this: like if you're a fighter pilot, you're in your cockpit, and your mission is go find a drone and take it out. I mean, how crazy is that? But that's the reality that we find ourselves in right now, that Israel is literally on that level of offensive. And that's what we're trying to do. We are trying to counter these drone attacks, and we have fighter jets. They're in the air. Okay. And now also the red alert is coming in. So we now have also the red alert that is notifying us that the very northern part of Israel, that there is rocket fires happening. So you get the idea, guys. It's on, guys. It is on, and this is pretty real. A very real threat to the existence of Israel. Unfortunately, again, with the Israel haters around the world, they just can't be without hating us and trying to do us harm. I'm trying to multitask here for y'all. Just a minute. Um, trying to get some things going here. Um, so like I said, I'm going to give you live reporting as it's happening. That's why I opened up this live, because I know a lot of people are concerned. People are messaging me and asking me what's happening, etc. Honestly, what's happening, if you're going to look at the WhatsApp groups that I'm in, Israelis are sending a bunch of little videos, basically joking about the situation, um, and some people won't really find that too humorous, but hey, that's the reality, guys. I mean, this is the reality that we find ourselves in, and sometimes the best remedy for all that insanity that's happening around you is a little bit of humor. And yeah, so that's how we're handling it. Like I said, if you follow some of the WhatsApp groups that I'm on, you'll see people sharing silly footage of, like, here come the drones, and you see a paper airplane, and nonsense like that. And that's our way to cope with you know with this very insane reality that we face that we're facing. um, what else? That's the main thing that's happening right now, guys. Like I said, we are in a very serious condition here, with rockets that are literally on their way to Israel, and you know, and the world doesn't seem to care. What I mean by that, um, what we have been doing as of late is having to defend ourselves physically against a threat that is, like I said, on October 7th, um, committed horrific attacks against us. And instead of supporting us and saying, hey, um, this is horrible what's happened, we support you guys, you don't have to even say you support, but just say, we hope that the hostages get released, something, right? No. Um, that's not what the world has been doing. That's not the support that we've been getting. Instead, we've been getting accusations that somehow we're bad. And, what about the poor Palestinians? What about the thousands that are being killed in Gaza and so on? And that's just a bunch of malarkey, guys. I've been fighting in Gaza for 4.5 months. The last place where I was at was in and by the way, I can't do a live from Israel. If people are trying to understand, hey, why can't you do a live from Israel on Instagram? That's what I'm trying to plug in here right now, is to direct all the people there to this to this live on this platform, thanks to Rumble guys, who have made it available where I can do this live, and it goes on to the different social platforms that I have other than Instagram, because Instagram has prevented me from doing any lives. How convenient. So when you are wondering why you can't, um, you know, listen to the person that you're following and who has actual real information, in contrast to all the nonsense out there, um, this is why, these social platforms tend to fail us. All right, I'm just going to do this real quick so that people can know to go to this. All right. All right. So please send in questions in the comment sections here, guys. Let me know what you would like to hear from me. What kind of, information? What am I missing? Uh, Okay. And by the way, mind you, I normally have to wear reading glasses, and my reading glasses are actually a little messed up. Um, the one who fixed it for me, he got the got him switched around a little bit. So, any case, I have to get these fixed. So, um, yeah, I can't live and let live. So, yeah, a lot of good comments, guys. If there's anything you want me to share, please let me know. Um, I'll do my best, of course, with what I know. I don't know everything. I am limited to whatever I'm limited to. Um, but yeah, this is very, very serious, guys. We are on high alert here in Israel. Schools have been already canceled for next week, beginning of next week. And all right. So here we are, guys, on these platforms, doing our best to deliver for you guys. Now, the only thing is that I'm not seeing is the Facebook is not seeming to connect with the live. And it's supposed to do that simultaneously, from what I understand. You can hear the jets again overhead. Okay, I see there. All right, good. So the Facebook is up and running. Good. So you can view this live on Facebook right now and on YouTube. Again, thanks to Rumble that have made this platform available for me, not preventing me from sharing on those platforms. And then also on Twitter, on my Twitter account, by the way. So for those of you who want to connect on any one of those platforms, and that's just to make your life easier. All right. Okay. Cool. So what do we know about the threats? All right. I'll put it like this. All right. So basically, the threats are as such. Let me scroll up here. You have 3 different main assortments of types of rockets that are being fired at Israel right now. Sorry. We have 3 different main rockets. It says that one type of rocket will impact within a 12-minute period. So it takes 12 minutes from launch to impact. One that will take 2 hours. And the drones that have been already fired towards us, it is about 9 hours. Now, again, these numbers are not exactly accurate from some of my pro rocket guys that are, that we chat with and that know about rockets and whatever better than I do. They're saying that that's not exactly correct, but the bottom line is that these, a lot of these rockets will travel like 900 kilometers an hour or whatever, and different numbers and whatever. So the point is that anywhere between a few hours to a few minutes, Israel comes under direct threat from our enemies to our east, which is Iran. Why are we coming under attack from Iran? The reason why we're coming attack from Iran is because, like I said, Israel is what's keeping the Middle East sane. Israel is the exception to the rule. We don't have tyrannical reign. We don't have jihadist groups running rampant here. Um, Israel is a beacon of light in the Middle East. And that really, really irritates the mullahs of Iran, the jihadists in all the Muslim Arab countries that are hell bent on destroying any free speech, anyone who wants to stand up against them, because they're the ones that are at a threat here, right? The only way that they can stay in power is through fear, intimidation, and trying to destroy all of those that I mentioned. Israel is able to stand up against those threats. Israel is able to not be bullied. And because Israel is not able to be bullied, that's what terrifies them. They see our strength, our military might, our intelligence, communities, and so on. They see that as a huge threat to themselves. And because of that, that threatens them. Like I said, that threatens their yeah. See some more questions coming in. So because they see that as a threat, and that we're a force to be reckoned with, then what they have done is they have been arming their proxies here in the Middle East that are direct threats to us, the Jewish people. So who have they been arming? They've been arming Hamas, which we've been in war with for now half a year to regain stability here in the south with the threat against Gaza, and to get back our hostages. That's all that we've been attempting to do. So they have been armed, they have been equipped, they have been trained in the Baca Valley and so on and so forth. A lot of those guys that carried out the attack on October 7th, that's where they get their funding from. That's where they get their training from, is from Iran. And then they have their other proxies up in the north, which is Hezbollah. On the same note, Hezbollah has been at war with Israel since October 7th as well, just less discussed in the news and less of the main focus. We have had soldiers posted up there, and just recently we have sent a ton of armaments up to the northern border to prepare for what you're hearing right now. For those, if you can hear it. So that's a fire jet. If you can hear that, let me know in the comment sections. So yeah, where one of the questions, I guess, is the question that Iranian drones are being shot down before entering Jordanian territory. Yeah. In fact, we're collaborating with Jordan. Jordan has capabilities to shoot down these rockets that fly over them, and so and the drones flying over them. So they're going to collaborate and help with that, from what I understand. They're defending their airspace. Okay, so that's correct. Anyhow, so we're talking about Hezbollah. So they're up in the north, and they're also proxy. And then you have Syria. Syria is controlled by the same entities, and that is why Iran has been funding and supporting and strengthening these proxies that are around us, around the state of Israel, to try to destroy us, because, like I said, they're hell-bent on destroying the nation of Israel. That's their goal, and they're not gonna make it. Yeah. they're not gonna succeed, and that's the reality. These guys are not gonna succeed. They're gonna keep doing what they can and attempt to do what they can, but they're not gonna succeed, guys. That's the reality. Um, yeah, I'm saying some people commenting. So what else? Israel, as far as what Israel has done now to prepare for this attack, we're not going to be allowed to gather in public spaces. People are going to have to be ready to, in other words, in close proximity of a bomb shelter of some sort, some type of protection against a rocket attack. Beaches are shut down now, so I mean, who's going to go to the beach in the middle of the night, right? But you have people like, in different beaches around the country that they'll sleep on the beach overnight and that kind of thing. All that's being cleared out. So I mean, things that normally don't happen is what's taking place. Certain precautions and procedures are being implemented right now. And so what I can say, through living through the Gulf War, through living through a few wars myself, actively being part in those wars as an adult, this right now, the situation right now in Israel is probably one of the most extreme that we've been in many, 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 many years. I don't recall having anything like this since, I would say, since the Gulf War. That was probably the most comparable reality to the reality that we're in right now, as far as Israel being under threat, Israel being under attack. And that is what and why this is such a very serious issue right now and condition that we're finding ourselves in. Israel is in high alert, in the most high alert that we have been in years. And it's serious. It definitely is serious, guys. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you except that we're doing everything we can to prepare. We're doing everything we can to ready ourselves for these attacks. Preparing, shelters and food and water and all those different things. And we're just doing our best to get ready and to be prepared. But yeah, it's very serious, and probably the most serious that it's been in a very long time. And that's pretty concerning, of course. Let me see if there's any other new reporting coming in and landing in here from all the different resources that I have. Yeah, so that's the situation we find ourselves in, guys. I'll keep you posted. If anything new happens, I will get on here live again and give another live report. So stay tuned. I will keep you guys posted as things develop here in Israel in the next few hours. Like I said, okay, interesting. So apparently also the ballistical missiles have been launched against us as well. So it's about to get pretty hairy here in the next few hours. And that's fine. We prepared ourselves. We have a good military. We have relatively strong leadership. And most importantly, we have very, very strong people, resilient people. One thing I can point out to all the haters out there, around the world that hate Israel and are, you know, attacking Israel on social media, on, you know, physical attacks, like Iran's doing right now. One simple message to all of you haters out there is read a history book. Read a history book. Like, seriously, there has never been a nation more prepared, more historically lived through um, any um, any level of attack and threat towards its people as we have right now. There hasn't been anything like this. Okay, any nation in the world that has been through multiple attacks through its existence in a span of over 3,000 years and are still standing and are still able to talk about it. So my suggestion to Iran, to all the haters out there, all these terrorist entities who think they're so clever and so devious and so able to bring hell on us. Your end is near. Your end is for sure near. If history repeats itself, here's what's going to happen. They're going to go on an attack against us, as happening right now. We will have a miraculous deliverance through whatever means God chooses to use to deliver us. We'll live to tell about it, and then we will celebrate about it. And most likely we'll have a holiday, some kind of memorial, what have you, and we will move on with our lives. We will continue to build our future, and they will be a footnote in history. A footnote in history. As we continue to write our history, as we continue to live out our history. So, as daunting as it might be right now for us to live through another existential threat against our people, but knowing this, that the Jewish people are strong. Am Yisrael Chai. That's also why I wore this sweater tonight, to show that Am Yisrael is Chai. Am Yisrael is going to be here. We are strong. Listen, a lot of my friends around the world are messaging me and writing me and concerned. You don't have to be concerned, guys. Yes, this isn't fun. This isn't pleasant. But at the same time, guys, the world is going to see a miraculous shutdown of these terrorist entities. You're going to see them come to their knees. You're going to see them be destroyed. God is going to have the final say on what happens to Israel. I don't depend on my Air Force. I don't depend at all on the United States or any other entities to defend me, to support me, to strengthen me, what have you. There's only one entity that I care about, and that is God. That's me. This is my personal opinion, okay? As a person of faith, and if you look at all the books behind me, these are, plenty of them are prayer books, Bibles, history books of the Jewish people. This is what makes us strong. This is who we are. We are a people of faith. We are a people, like I said, whose history is rooted and soundly on the bedrock of God's promise to our people and concerning to this land that we live in. And the enemies of today are going to be forgotten. They'll be just like all the enemies of Israel of past, they'll be in the history books as a footnote. we will continue to be writing the next chapter of the next future of Israel. We will live, maybe not, let's say me per se, but my people, okay, the Jewish people, the Jewish spirit, because God put that into action when he made the promise to Abraham, and he fulfilled it to his descendants and will continue to be faithful to fulfill it to those descendants unendingly. That is the promise that we have. And that's what I stand on. And that's why that is what I'm just reading here some more reporting. And that is what I stand on. I stand on that promise that God gave to our forefathers. And, you know, we'll live to see another day. And the real question is this. The real question is this. This is actually important. The real question is this: where do you stand on history? Where do you stand on history? I see a lot of people. I'll give you an example. My family and I just went on vacation, and one of the most disgusting things that I've seen while going on vacation for the first time in my life, this is a new phenomenon that you know, basically these anarchists are taking their protest and spreading it all over. I saw spray painted on walls on random different places in our vacation area, which, by the way, is not a major vacation place. We specifically chose a very out of the beaten path way where you don't have tens of thousands of tourists and all that good stuff. And we went specifically when it's not tourist season and so on, and with the hopes that Daddy could be back in Israel, ready for what's happening right now, right? So we made the decision. We went on this vacation, and what I see spray painted all over these random in the middle of nowhere places: free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine, combined with the anarchy sign. So for those of you who don't realize that these anarchists and the Free Palestine crowd are one of the same entities that are trying to destroy Western society, trying to destroy Israel, then think again. Think again, because that's exactly what these entities are. They are demented. And then I saw a pin of a teacher that had been in charge of a group of students on the ferry that we were taking. And I was so close to just get up and be like, hey, man, what's the deal? What's the deal? Here, they have a bunch of students under their supervision. And I understand they feel very strongly about the situation. They feel very strongly about the war here, Israel, that is conducting. And obviously, they've chosen to pick a side. And they've chosen to publicize that side. And I can only imagine that they speak about it in their classes freely, brainwashing their children with their viewpoint. This is where people need to realize you need to draw the line. Okay, you can criticize Israel, you can choose a side, you can do all these things, but to brainwash other children that are under your supervision with your agenda, with your opinion on politics, world views, whatever, that's messed up. That's where people need to understand that you draw the line. But obviously they feel the freedom to do it because it's such a just cause, right? To stand on the anti-Israel side of things, right? This is such a just cause, like Russia and Ukraine war, right? And everybody putting on their social media flags of Ukraine and all that you saw went viral. It's not at all the same. Not at all the same. This is not at all the same. It's like literally, okay, the attack on Ukraine, okay, did not start with the raping and murdering and killing a bunch of innocent people. And then the Ukrainians had to retaliate, first of all. Yeah, a bunch of innocent people were being killed and are being killed right now. And yeah, that is a horrible war that is playing out. But here, Israel literally came under the most horrific attack against Jews and specifically targeting Jews. All right. Okay. More reporting coming in. Yeah. You can't compare these two wars. You can't compare the two scenarios. Um, Yet the world chooses to stand on the side of the condemning the victim. And this is the sick reality that we find ourselves in today, where the world thinks it's okay to condemn Israel for retaliating, for defending its citizens, for going after hostages. Let's remember the reason why the IDF is in Gaza is not because we want to be there. It is because our citizens, over 134 of them, are still being held hostage in Gaza. That's why we're in Gaza. That's why. We're not there because we're looking for real estate. We're not there because we're looking to, uh, um, you know, implement some kind of military control of the Gaza Strip. We don't care about the Gaza Strip. Okay, we don't want to be there. But the reality is that, like I said, we came under attack, we retaliated, and we're trying to get our hostages back home. And the world, with their demented way of thinking, when I say the world, I'm just saying people in the world, internationally, all over the world, not every person, obviously, but what I'm saying is that there is a rampant spread of anti-Israel sentiment happening in the world. And right now, like I said, yes, we're under attack. Yes, things are pretty hot here in Israel. But what you need to be thinking about is, where are you going to stand on the issue of history that is being unfolded right now? Where do you stand on the Israel issue? Are you going to join all those who spray paint whole cities, that go in marching and shutting down major cities, protesting against Israel? Or or are you going to look at the scenario that's I'm playing here in Israel and see it for what it is? That a bunch of peace-loving, God-fearing, secular, multicultural nation of Israel, okay, is simply trying to live our lives. We're simply trying to live our lives. We're simply trying to live and let live. That's who we are. Never in any of my military briefings have I ever seen that, you know, oh, we gotta, we gotta go attack this country. We're gonna take over this piece of land. Never have I gotten orders like that. Never have I seen any orders like that. But the reality is that people around the world have this crazy thinking that the reason why the IDF is operating in XYZ place is because of, land grabs and this and that and the other, because we want to destroy, because we want to occupy. That's insane. And it couldn't be more false than of a claim. So my advice, like I said, right now, you're going to be tested. Your friends are going to be looking at social media. They're going to be getting this propaganda, because there's a lot of money that is being funneled in pushing this agenda. And the question that you need to ask yourself is, where are you going to fall on this issue? Where are you going to fall on this? Because there are many Christians that said that they feared God, that that they're good people, and probably saw themselves as, your normal Sven of Germany. But what happened was, when the Nazi regime came to power, the majority of Germans stood on the side of Hitler's Nazi Germany. The majority of Nazis did not stop the genocide that was taking place. They did not attempt to do anything to prevent the evils that were unfolding in their own land. And many of them even supported the murdering and killing of Jews, eradicating them. So when many of you read in history books and you look at the Nazis and you see how bad they are, and you watch movies and they depict how bad they are, a lot of people say, oh, I would never do that. Really? Because I'm seeing it happening right now. I'm seeing it, like I said, when I go traveling abroad, there are people that have been stopped at airports because they are Israeli and they were being mishandled and mistreated because the person at the border control, had that power at the moment representing their country to do so. And they chose to take the side of demonizing the Israelis that are coming through them as, oh, these are terrorists. Let's treat them as such. There are people in the country that we visited spray painting Free Palestine and F Israel and all that kind of lovely language. So my question is, where are you going to stand on the Israel issue? And if you want to stand on the side of truth and you want to stand on the side of supporting Israel, then I suggest that you share these posts, share these reels, share all the information that is being shared to you on social media, through myself, through others who are spreading truth from the location, people who are living there, not people like Tucker Carlson or what's his name, Anderson Cooper, or any of these so-called armchair experts who think they know, they're an authority on this, on Israel. They're not. If you're not here and you're not living in this land and having these realities play out in front of you, then who are you to I mean, yeah, you can have an opinion, but they're not the authority. So spread the information, guys. I'm doing my best to get it out to you. And I'm going to go to bed right now. I'm going to need to get some sleep, most likely prepare for whatever is going to unfold tomorrow. It is what it is. If it's another day that I got to go fight, join my guys, do our missions, then it will be exactly that. We'll do our job and hope for the best. But in any which case, we appreciate your prayers, your support. And again, if you don't choose to support or even on the very basic understand where we're coming from, sure, I get it. It's all good. But again, you'll be a footnote in history. And that's the reality. So thank you for listening, guys. Try to share these posts as they come out, because I've had so much trouble with social media stuff lately. It seems that our voice are being shut down on different platforms, Instagram being one of them, is just not letting me do any lives. And again, they have their reasonings. And so we're going to try to do our best to keep these posts going and coming and keep things as accurate as I can. And appreciate you guys tuning in, and have a good night from Israel and a good morning or afternoon from wherever you're listening to around the world. God bless you all, and thank you for listening. I'm Dolan Kedal. Good evening.